Ocelot, specialist in interrogation.
PAL code number 3 confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Ready for launch.
I deactivated it.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine to me. Their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole? What the?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
What?
You're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
Liquid. How the...
You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Oh, time to die. What do?
Snake, that's bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open the security lock here?
I'll try. Just hold on for a minute.
Okay. Got it. So, we're going to slow down the death of Doom. Gotta get our oxygen rate up. Very important. Get that exercise in. Get the cardio in. Thank you, Cody. Very much as always.
I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
I'll put that towards World at War. Here. And thank you, DV Dimitri, very much as always. If you know what you want to put that towards, please let me know. Let's see. 12. What I find most amusing about the plot twist we just saw is how many people wouldn't shut up about it back when this game came out. Do you remember that? Were you there for that? To be very clear about my terminology here, people were just like, oh my god, that's the biggest plot twist in the history of gaming. The whole game they were playing you for fools, holy crap. And they certainly do build up to it. I already gave the Babylon 5 positive, and they certainly do have their manipulations going on. There's even a scene where they make it really obvious that they're manipulating you because they can see you outside the door, and they show this twice just in case you missed this, and they keep talking as if you're not there. So, you know, clearly this is a big super mega twist of doom. And I'm just amused by that in its own way. Not that I'm saying it's a bad twist. Don't take it that way. What I mean by that is it's amusing considering where the franchise would eventually go with its twists and turns. That people considered that to be one of the big plot twists of this. You know, anyways. Moving on. Back to the game. Ignore the physics of that. We're cool. Everything's cool.
Liquid! Snake! Did you like my sunglasses? You'd point a weapon at your own brother?
Pointed a helicopter at me.
As master.
So I could manipulate you more easily. And you performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn, Snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and decoy Octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox Dye.
Fox Dye? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder... Maybe they arrested her so they could find out the answer to that.
No doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox Dye's program. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I've already added the Fox Dye vaccine to my list of White House demands.
There's a vaccine?
There must be, but that woman is the only one who...
No, there mustn't. That's not how that works.
Anyway, it might prove to be unnecessary.
Why's that?
You were successful in coming into contact with all of us, so we must have all been exposed to the virus. It's true that the Arms Tech president and decoy Octopus were killed by Fox Dye, but Ocelot, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true. You and I are...
Yes, twins.
Twin
But we're
snakes.
not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
I was the favorite, huh?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born?
Yes.
But I'm the one Father chose.
So that's why you're so obsessed with Big Boss. Some warped kind of love.
Love? It's hate! He always told me I was inferior, and now I'll have my revenge!
I thought revenge was a petty motivation.
You killed our father with your own hands! You stole my chance for revenge! Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him! I will destroy him!
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you! Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes! Yeah! Snake! Your blood will be the first to be spilled by this glorious new weapon! Consider it an honor, a gift from your brother! Now I'll show you the power of the weapon that will lead us in the 21st century!
It's moving.
Rex is still the coolest looking Metal Gear. Don't at me. Forwards and back.
How do I stop it?
I know a few people who prefer Rey aesthetically, and they're wrong. But I'm joking. Yeah, someone mentioned this yesterday. This is a mech that could literally fit right into BattleTech, and you know I love that aesthetic. Can't see me. Can't kill me horribly. Do I have any Stinger missiles? I do. A lot, actually. Nice. Apparently can't aim for beans, but, you know. Oh my god, I've missed his leg twice. There we go. That did nothing.
Snake, Rex's armor is impregnable. You can't do any damage with the weapons you've got. Rex uses the latest advances in compound armor. The only way you can pierce it is with a high-performance heat round.
So what do I do?
Rex's pilot seat operates exactly like a VR system. It's got multiple sensors connected to a high-tech interface used for the controls. It's completely self-enclosed and shut off from the outside environment.
He's not using his naked eyes?
That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors... Do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm?
Yeah, that thing that looks like a shield.
That's a radome. If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment.
So he'll be blinded.
Yeah, try to hit that radome with a Stinger missile.
So that will stop it?
No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too.
Oh, great.
The part that looks like a beak is where the pilot seat is. In an emergency, it'll open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it.
You told me that already.
But the interior is a different story.
I get it. First I destroy the radome. That will force him to open up the pilot's seat.
Right. If you can shoot a Stinger missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
You intentionally designed it with a weak point?
It's not a weak point. I like to think of it as a character flaw.
That's a
People
weak
just aren't
point.
complete without some type of character flaw, don't you think?
I guess so. I owe you one, Otacon.
Yeah, Liquid's just like, are you done?
Use your Stinger missiles carefully. If you run out, you'll have no chance to win.
And I'm dead.
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
Whoops. Of course it roars. Why wouldn't it? There we go. I was wondering why it wasn't locking on. Now I found it.
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
I always like to think the codec calls just avoid. Whoa! Time. It's more amusing to me that way. There we go. There we go. Ooh, that hurt.
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
Oh, yeah. Come on. Let me target you. Let me target you. Let's drive straight away. Yep, I didn't think that would work. That's okay. That didn't work either. Okay. Well, I've got one other idea. We'll try in a moment. That's to get hit by the laser. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn it back down. Hang on. Wait, no, I don't have to turn it back down. I'll never turn it down. Because I literally can't. There's no audio options. So you get to live with it. Other idea was to use chaff or chaff.
Did that do it?
Are you not seeing me constantly running towards the goddamn mech, Blue Wolf Alex? Jesus Christ, dude.
Hurry! Get away! Grey Fox. The name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat. So it is you. You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
want from me? I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me. Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you. Naomi? You're the only one who can stop her. No, I can't. Why? Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now she thinks of me as her brother. Fox, from the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister. But every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me.
I love Rex just stomping around in the background here.
Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat. I'll stop it from moving. Fox!
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers.
Fox!
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. He destroyed the radome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Yes, yes I can.
Now, in front of you, I can finally die. After Zanzibar, I was taken from the battle. Neither truly alive nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world of light. But soon, it will finally end.
Yeah, it actually doesn't let you shoot.
Die!
I wasn't even trying, because I knew that.
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Foolish man! He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die! snake! I'll crush you into dust!
Don't worry, it's gonna be fine in a few days. It's still functional. I would actually agree with both Alex on there completely. I've played Resident Evil 1.
Sleeping late as usual. A snake.
Liquid, you're still alive.
Kept
I won't
waiting.
die.
Yeah.
As long as you still live.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I'm done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were, as we should be.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be.
War has changed.
We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Les enfants terribles. The terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was the man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big Boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method.
Super baby method.
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us.
Well, there's the
We were
third.
accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed, to create you. I got all of the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted into the members of the next generation Special Forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
The Genome Soldiers?
That's right. They are our brothers, created artificially through the alignment of nucleotides to mimic our father's genes. They too are the product of numerous sacrifices.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments! 1991, the Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to depleted uranium used in the anti-tank rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections, they were all just a cover-up of the secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool! They're a complete failure! We are on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The Genome Soldiers suffer from the same problem, signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. It's called the selfish gene theory.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the Genome Soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that,
Thank God for that, Blue Salad.
I will kill you. Look behind you!
Meryl! Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No! We have no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed, they've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation.
Thanks, Jim.
He's on his way there by AWACS
What for?
to bomb the place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Foxdie. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may only be a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
By the way,
Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Merrill was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you, after all the lies.
this is why Campbell's a bro despite
I'm
everything.
ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. What? What are you doing? What?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake, the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of
Hi,
Defense,
Jim.
Jim Houseman.
Put the Colonel back on.
Remember him?
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he's a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the bombs will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do. Farewell.
There's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike. You stole everything from me. Only your death can satisfy me. Only your death can return to me what is rightly mine. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this? It will be the time limit for our final battle. This nuclear module is set to detonate at the precise moment of her death. If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end. If you cross this line, you'll fall. At this height, it will kill even you. Have at you, Snake!
Anyway, sorry, I just have to comment on this because I was wondering. The voice of Jim was really bothering me because it sounded extremely familiar. It's the same actor voice as Elder Lyons in Fallout 3. The reason I said hi, Jim, and if you remember him, do you remember the president actually makes several references to a Jim while he's talking about the whole situation? Whoops.
Nice shot! What's wrong, Snake? Better hurry! It's going to blow! Better hurry! It's going to blow! Better hurry! It's going to blow!
I'm actually trying a trick and I'm failing at it. So, I'm not doing as well as I'd like to admit. But yeah, I am trying for a bit of a stick and move. And now I'm failing at it.
Better hurry! It's going to blow!
There's a way to bypass his iframes. It might actually not be valid in this version, it just occurred to me. It's for the original PSX version.
Hurry! Hurry!
Yeah, this is the fight I was worried about. As I mentioned yesterday.
You're out of time!
And then we all die. Thankfully, the mid-mission checkpointing is good in this game. I'm gonna do a slightly different strategy. Yeah, it looks like it actually doesn't work in this version. Wow. Of all the things to change in the integral version.
What's wrong?
Really do gotta get right up into his face for that, don't I?
Nice shot! Better hurry! It's going to blow!
out of time! You're out of time!
Okay, I've calmed down enough to apologize. I'm sorry for my outburst earlier, Alex. I was actually trying to run toward the thing, and so the moment... So, okay, what ended up happening there is I was like, okay, let's try dodging away from it, mentally. I didn't actually say this, of course. And then I was like, okay, that doesn't work, so let's try dodging to the side, and that didn't work, and so I tried dodging towards it, which ended up me getting hit. So I'm like, okay, well, I assume that none of those work, so I was going to try chaff next. But then you in chat said dodge towards it, so I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go ahead and dodge towards it. And kept doing that because... How the hell... Okay, whatever. What it was doing was preventing me from getting hit more than once. So at that point, it was mitigating the damage I was taking and allowing me to just kind of live on my rations.
How about you, Snake?
So I kept doing it. And then you're like, oh, just ignore me. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? I've been paying attention to you this whole time. So I was a little upset about that. That's the opposite. For God's sakes, come on.
What's wrong, Snake?
I admit my depth perception issues might be coming in here because sometimes it looks like I should be hitting, and I super am not. Holy crap. Yeah, you see why I was more worried about this fight than the Rex fight. Because holy crap.
What's wrong,
Takes
Snake?
so long to punch him to death. And by death, I mean he actually has another battle after this, spoiler alert. Get... Oh! God damn, dude!
Nice shot!
No, you don't have to defend yourself. It is my fault for losing my temper. It's just, I was following your advice as best as I could. The strategy from that point onwards was to run towards to mitigate the amount of damage I was taking. I was listening to you. That's why I got upset. I was like, damn, dude, come on.
Better hurry! It's going to blow!
Now I suck, but jeez. Okay, that's bullcrap. You shouldn't get iframes when you get up from the frickin' thing, Liquid. Jackass.
Hurry!
Working on it. But by contrast, the fight at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 is a substantially more interesting fight than this one, even from a gameplay perspective. Not super impressed with this. Oh, crap. Oh no, he's turbo dead. We'll never see him again.
Meryl! Meryl?
Snake? Is that you? Snake! Oh, you're alive! Thank God.
Didn't give in to the torture.
Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, it must have been terrible.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like you were there with me. It gave me the strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something. During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to.
Actually, we do know what's worse than torture because they say what she went through.
Kept me alive.
They were forcing her to watch while they tortured us.
I wanted to see you again.
That's the shame she refers to.
That's my Kodak.
Snake. It's me.
Otacon, good news. Meryl's okay.
All right. You saved her, man. Good
Yeah,
job.
now we need to
I
live.
got some bad news, too. We're about to be bombed.
Oh, boy. I guess we're considered expendable.
Is there a way out of here?
A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface.
The door in front?
No, it's a small entrance to the west of that door.
How about the security?
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me? I'll stay here.
Are you crazy?
I need a little more time to take care of your escape route.
But
Unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon,
Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now.
Hell, you were
I
always a
found
complete
reason
person.
to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route.
Thanks.
Thanks? Well, that sounds nice.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Snake.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What about him? Where's Otacon?
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too.
Let's just hop down.
Meryl.
I do.
Snake.
Meryl.
Normally, I'm okay with this in the series, but we really don't have time for this, guys. They're actively coming with nukes.
I must be heavy.
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks that way. Too bad.
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
There's my sneaking suit.
Hurry up.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. They just... Okay, I would actually be amused if they did that. If they pulled a thing where they start talking to codec with each other, because that actually pauses time while they're talking at codec.
Looking good, Snake.
And they just... It's like, well, they can just spend however long they want to in the codec call. And even reference that. Like, yeah, we've got as much time as we need. Yes, but as soon as we leave this codec call, it's over. I know, but just for right this moment, we've got this. That's true.
I'll drive! Damn, a surveillance camera!
A surveillance camera? Sorry. Say.
Damn, no keys!
Hi.
Alright, keys. I got it, Snake! Jump in!
Hang on, let me finish murdering people. I've got to kill people, you don't understand! I'm terrified about this section with these controls.
Shoot him, Snake! Snake, hold on!
See how this works out. This might be bad. You don't understand, Meryl. Killing's all that makes me feel alive. Except on Twin Sakes and, well, let's be honest, every other version of this game. These games, excuse me.
We'll never make it! Snake, clear a path! Okay, Snake, let's go! We're not out of the woods yet!
Here they come!
We'll never make it! Snake, clear a path!
I know. It's really hard to aim this thing.
You did it, Snake!
I don't think that's going to help with these controls, Leander, but yeah. We'll see. Because we still got to deal with our brother.
Not yet, Snake! It's not over yet! Liquid!
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Sorry if this is disorienting, but if it makes you feel any better, it's extremely disorienting to control. I'm telling you, his superpower is just he is hard to kill. He's got a ton of hit points. That's his superpower. He's a druid. I'm actually with you on that, Blow Up Alex. I obviously talk up the Twin Snakes version, but it's mostly from the gameplay axis. Honestly, I feel like they really dropped the ball on the narrative axis of Twin Snakes. Especially having played through this version, you know, over the last day or so. They could have done much, much more with that. Yeah, he's a straight-up barb. He is too, recessive to die.
We're gonna crash!
His genes are too recessive. By the way, canonically, and this is not a joke, Liquid Snake is just really bad at genetics. I'm not joking. There's actually an interview where one of the writers talks about that. And about how the whole point was that Liquid is just so bad at genetics that he keeps spouting stuff he doesn't understand because that's what he was told.
Meryl. Are you okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I can't see him either.
Liquid's dead. Uh-oh.
Snake!
Who knew, DVD Dimitri?
Snake!
And there's Foxeye. Love that of all of the crap he goes through, it's actually Foxeye that finally kills him. Which is funny, because that's what gets his dad, too. And us, now that I think about it.
If he's dead, that means...
Don't say it, Snake.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel.
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President.
Thanks, bro.
Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Washington isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really? Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry. I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the NSA never expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around here.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
Also, there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
What about Hal?
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay, Roy. Are you gonna be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said that she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you.
What?
He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe. Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
There are worse ways to go.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you.
Answer my question, Naomi!
Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
Sorry, I do not like Naomi. I like almost every character in Metal Gear Solid 4 except Naomi. I want to smack her.
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were, and I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny.
What is Vampire the Masquerade?
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live.
He will
Don't you
eventually.
think, Snake?
Eventually.
Don't worry. I'm going to choose life too.
Until I commit
I've
suicide.
always looked for a reason to live.
Sorry, I should shut up.
But from here on, I'm going to just live. Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to the future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world. I finally realized it. The true meaning
Well, I
of
meant
life.
her, blew up Alex.
Thank you, Snake.
Look,
Naomi.
I found this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
I'm thinking about being torn and ripped. I don't know.
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
For Hal.
Someone else?
And I'm not joking about that.
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
I will say I'm glad there is at least a happy ending at the very, 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 very end of 4.
Where to, Snake?
David. My name's David.
Okay. So where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
Yep, she's gonna join the army.
New path?
A new
Spoilers.
purpose.
Will
He's
we find
gonna.
it?
We'll find it.
Well, he's gonna join philanthropy.
I know we'll
Found
find it.
philanthropy.
What are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us too?
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all, you.
I think I'm gonna like this new life.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
Yeah, exactly, Blow Up Alex. I've actually talked about this before in the Ruminations. This was not supposed to have a sequel, and it really shows if you're paying attention to this outro. They really weren't thinking that direction. And then 2 was kind of forced, and there were some issues, and Kojima was going through some mental illness issues at the time, mostly related to stress. And so Metal Gear Solid 2 happened. I'm not reading this out loud. This is just one last thing. In case you missed it, this is the anti-nuke message. There still exists 26,000 nuclear warheads in the world as of 1998. Oh, I think I have to mute this version of the song. I can just alt tab. Or maybe not. Whatever. I'm pretty sure I gotta mute that particular version of the song. I was looking this up earlier. The end. Sorry, I'm glancing at the voice actors here. Yeah, it's funny. Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of the most depressing games I've ever played. Not like horrifying, not terror. No, actually depressing. It's just, it does end on a positive note somehow. It's got some good moments, too. Anyways, that has been Metal Gear Solid 1. Someone mentioned that they hope I play 2 and 3. So, someone actually asked earlier, and I just triple-checked to be sure, but yes, Metal Gear Solid 4 is still console-locked. Unlike Metal Gear Solid 1, which technically has 3 versions, or 4, if you want to really stretch it, Metal Gear Solid 4 has one version, exactly one. And that is the version that is on the PS3. That's it. Now, that's fine. I have that version. It's just, it does kind of suck that so many of these games are abandoned thanks to Konami being Konami. Given our recent experiences, that doesn't bode well for playing Metal Gear Solid 2, which is on the list, but it's not funded, of course. No one's even added Metal Gear Solid 3, but if we were to play that, we'd probably play the 3DS version, which I already own. So, most likely going in that direction with that one. Oh yeah, we're going to get an NFT. Before we do the audit, I kind of want to do something here super quick. So I gotta physically look at something really quick. But we gotta be thinking about the audit here. Have an adorable plushie. Hey. This is C-Star, is her name. My niece named her. I was explaining to her nomenclature. Yeah, actually, I was going to do a test of that literally right now while we have a couple minutes to spare. And since it's already here, and I also happen to already have it installed. I know. That's why I haven't skipped it yet, Cord. But I need to check something super quick. Because I'm not sure if I already own Metal Gear Solid 3 on the 3DS physically or digitally. So I'm checking that real quick. Yeah, there it is. So people are saying not the 3DS version. Do you mind explaining why? That's not a dig or whatever. That's an honest question. What would be the detriment of that version? Okay, you know what? I'll just pull up my 3DS here, my actual 3DS, see if I have it digitally. This is not my 3DS. Pay attention, Laura. This is my 3DS. Might not have any battery right now. Ah! Sorry, C-Star. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's mine. You can tell because this is my thing. You're not answering my question, Bluff Alex. What makes it worse? What's bad about it? I mean, anyone else can answer the question, too. It looks like I have to own it physically, because I don't see it here. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. All right. That's interesting. Where would that be? Let's try this. Fire Emblem. More Fire Emblem. A lot of Fire Emblem in here. Dragon Quest. Zelda. Okay. Still going? Yeah, but it's still going. Mute because there's people nearby.
No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
To be continued. Some year, Metal Gear Solid 2 isn't even close to funded yet. That was Metal Gear Solid. One second. I actually do need to test something else really quick here. In fact, I need to test several things. But yes, Ocelot was always working for the working for the president. Let's be real, Ocelot's only working for himself. I mean, that's not even a spoiler. Do you know, one thing I do like is, did you notice that Ocelot just sort of leaves the narrative in Metal Gear Solid after a certain point? Which makes sense, because as soon as he gets the disc, he's done there. So he's just like, well, I'm out. Peace. In fact, the last cutscene he has is when he was helping Liquid save the thing. Yeah, no, I'm going to fire it back up in a second, Blue Alex. But first, we need to do the thing that we do. Come on. God's sakes. Outro. Let's start with the obvious. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, Leander. I mean, I'm not really joking. Ocelot has his own agenda. He's also my favorite character in the franchise, although I'm not sure how much of that is just in this game. And I haven't played 5. So, let's take it a minute. Well, whatever. Hang on. Let's do this really quick. Boop. Okay, so. Oh, that's not a thing.
This...
I don't want Yoko Taro touching this series. It's weird enough as is. Thank you.
Hurry!
Whatever. Is there a singular director, I think, who can consider Metal Gear Solid? Who does the Yakuza series? I don't remember his name either. Right. This is going to be that. No, okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's wow. Can it let me do this? No. That's not good. Hang on. I could see Saints Row as well. But the Yakuza team would be my first pick. Yeah, yeah. I have no to add to that, honestly. Is it seriously not gonna I'll do that while I eat. I was gonna do it on camera, see how it works. A live setting, but we'll do that while we eat. Let's do the audit. Okay, so I've actually already entered in all the existing positives. I did that during my morning breakfast. So, there's no real banter. There's no real branching narrative. The camera work isn't really a part of the game. There's no cinematics to speak of in the matter that usually means. None of that. There's not really any of that. It's not really applicable. I already gave that one. There's not really an end game or a post game. External continuity. That's an interesting one because this game obviously does connect to a game that I've never played. Not sure if I ever will, to be completely honest with you. I'm not even sure if there's like a legal way to play that game at this point in time. But it certainly does connect to Metal Gear 2, for lack of a better way to call it. I mostly just didn't lean wall at all, Platonia. But admittedly, it's not good, but I have already given a negative for controls, so... The question isn't whether it connects, Leander. The question is, does the usage of the previous games add to this game? That's the question here. I have played Metal Gear on the NES. That's it. I'm okay with that. I never beat it either. And I'm okay with that too. I don't even own it now. See, that's the thing. I could see... I know this is going to sound strange, but I don't want to give this game an external continuity positive, because this feels more like a soft reboot, in a good way, admittedly. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and 4 would probably get external continuity pluses. But I'm not sure this one would. So I'm leaning against that. Fake drama. We already covered foreshadowing. Humor. Yep, we gave that a positive. Intro, we gave a positive. Emperor Valerian gave me way too much money. Lighting doesn't really apply. Localization. Localization is an interesting question in this case, since it could very well be argued that this game is better localized than, 2. But I don't think it's bad enough to warrant a negative, so I think I'm just willing to walk over that. That doesn't work that way, Blue Felix. A game doesn't get a positive for something it didn't do. The future games get a positive for what they do. Also, considering this game wasn't intended to be a founding for the future games, I really don't think it counts in this case. It's like giving Star Wars positives for Empire Strikes Back. I'm against that on 2 separate axes. You actually worried me there for just a second, Valerian. Just for a second. Sorry, pulling up my own spreadsheet here. Music going. Don't I have like a song of this? Yeah, I do, don't I? Oh god, what's the name of it? I don't remember the name of it. I've actually done accordance for Metal Gear Solid, but I don't remember what it's called. Ah, whatever. Rather than even try to find it, we'll just default to Morrowind really quick. Or Oblivion in this case. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I guess the only real thing here to consider is the outro. So what do you think of the outro from the narrative perspective? Now, the outro is everything we covered today. The moment we plug in the card until the credits roll. That's the outro for Metal Gear Solid. I've already heard at least 2 people say positives. Any other thoughts? I have my thoughts here as well. I don't think that deserves a positive. I think you're going to do this. That. Where's the thing? There it is. We could give a positive to Liquid. He's in consideration, certainly. Supposedly, again, this is all interviews, supposedly they actually did a lot of research on exactly how the United States military operated at this point in history in order to design the mission structure, which is interesting to think about. Yeah, if you guessed before yesterday, Cord, it was accidentally deleted. Or if you guessed 69 or 42, it is invalid. Speaking of which, I'm just going to delete every guess that is that right now. No memes. We're not here to have fun. Fun is verboten. What was your guess? Do you remember? I don't even see you. Where are you? You're like right here. Oh, there you are. Down here. There. Yep, and it'll suck. Belvedere. I will make up negatives and pot. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Thank you very much, Valerian. I do always appreciate your support. Even if you were to donate towards Xenogears, I would still appreciate it. Thank you. I will not put that towards Xenogears, however. Yeah, we're going to start Super Mario RPG after this. I don't have to do a rumination, so we can start it pretty quickly. We're just going to shove my lunch break a little bit forward. That's why I've got these energy bars. These are going to be my... I'm trying something new with my diet. So let's go ahead and give pluses. Let's give a plus to the outro. I'm okay with a plus to Liquid. Valvedrix has posited that. What are you thinking? Why? Gum. The ones I get shouldn't be loaded with sugar. Let me double check here. Nope. There's hardly any sugar in this. There's 1 gram of sugar in this. It's part of why I get those. I mean, either way, it's not like there's another option. It's this or starve, so I'm gonna go with this. And we'll try it for a bit and see how it works. Hang on, we're not to the gameplay axis yet, Plutonia. We're still on the narrative axis. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen some protein bars which are absolutely terrible, and frankly are just candy bars at that point. Which, I mean, why even bother? I get it, sugar is an energy thing, but like, no thank you, that's not why I want this. Now, the ones I get are the protein ones. Tons and tons of protein. The thing I don't like about these is they have too much sodium, which I think that's just life. I've already given a plus for Campbell. You know what I like in Liquid Snake Unto? And I don't mean this as an insult. Darth Malik. Think about it. I'll agree with that, Lava Dude. So, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to give Snake a plus to story, because I feel like he's barely Snake in this game, specifically. Now, maybe that's just because I have preconceptions of Snake from, you know, the rest of the franchise. But he feels a little bit too edgelord in several scenes, and just, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. But I'm willing to be talked down from this. What are we thinking about Snake himself? Because he's just kind of, you know, like they hadn't quite nailed what he wanted to be at. And in fact, actually, I can use a parallel. It reminds me of Geralt in Witcher 1, specifically. Like, he's not really there yet. They hadn't figured out what they wanted to do with him yet. Which I point out because, you know, I actually rather like Snake in future games. So I'm seeing one person arguing for a plus for Snake. That's always great. Yeah, I don't... What's your argument, Blofeld? Hit me. The only way we can judge Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1 is as just looking at Metal Gear Solid 1 and nothing else. That's the point, really. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think I agree, Blofeld. We already did give a separate positive for the wolf scene. And... I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to do it. So that gives us a net plus 12 to story. By the way, no cheats. Thank you very much. I should figure out the timer here. Fox die. Fox die is very well foreshadowed. Oh, shoot. I didn't give the foreshadowing plus. Sorry, plus 13 to story. Sorry, plus 13 to story. I was just staring at that, too. Just thinking about that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I gotta do some math. Give me a second here. Alright, gameplay axis. Gameplay axis. Scroll down a little bit here. Alright, so, apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply. A lot of stuff doesn't apply to a game like this. We've already covered backtracking. There's no bestiary to speak of. We gave several boss positives. Excuse me. I put the port thing up because it's just whatever. There's no co-op. We already talked about that. So this is something Takoida brought up yesterday. What do we think of essentially the discovered system? You're spotted, enemies spawn as long as you're in the view of a camera, or spawn if you're in a hotspot area, but otherwise you can kill all enemies and get out, or evade and then get into an evasion status and then go back to hiding, and they go back to hiding. And that mechanic, what do we think of that particular mechanic? The general idea of avoid, kill, or encounter and then evade. And this is part of what I was talking about yesterday. Whether this game does it best or not, this game absolutely popularized that very concept. Yeah, the stealth 'em up. Hey, Ash. Yeah, there's no real stealth mechanics per se. It really is just the avoid, evade. But I'm thinking in future games, especially 3, this would probably be a multiple positive kind of a thing. So what I'm kind of leaning towards is something that would be a positive, right? You know, something that obviously is still kind of getting the kinks out and freaking it up, but is still a decent enough core system to be enjoyable enough and interesting enough and video gamey, as Valvedrix points out. Thank you, Mike, very, very much. If you want to put that towards Darkest Dungeon, let me know. Because Ash is trying to trade. Either way, thank you very much, Mike. I mean, for the time has no bearing or basis on the review, but I do agree for the time it was pretty good. Like I said, this game, for good and for bad, was pretty revolutionary. Okay, FF13. You could put it towards Darkest Dungeon, and then Ash would put something towards FF13, and then you'd get more priority for FF13. Just point it out. Just point it out. That is true, Valvedrix. For some reason, that doesn't bother me by memory, but then again, who knows? Maybe it'd bug me if on a repeat playthrough. Oh, there you go. Well, all right. I'll put it towards Darkest Dungeon. Well, I have no knowledge or experience of that Plutonia, so I can't speak to that. Because I only played Metal Gear on the NES, which... yeah. And, as we already covered, didn't beat it. That's going towards Darkest Dungeon. From Jesse Ward. And the other one is going towards Justified Streaminations. You got it. Thank you very much again, Jesse Ward. But I do feel that even now, as of this moment in time, which is kind of how this review system works, that the core mechanic of avoid, evade is actually pretty legit. As an aside, I think the design have the game be a 2D game was actually a better one than not. As weird as that may sound. I think trying to go full 3D at this point in history with this kind of a game would have made this game much worse. My opinion. And I'll put Ash's Carnaduch's donation towards FF13. Thank you as always. Much obliged and appreciated. Well, those commenters are dumb and stupid. Moving on. Alright, so. Core mechanics, yes. Crashes. Thankfully, no. Cosmetics, no. Yeah, I gave a plus for the brickwork of the game. I don't think it really deserves a doodad positive, but I would be willing to be argued off of that one. Thoughts? Because I think the game does a decent job of selling the environment. But the doodad utilization is just something I wasn't feeling. I need to look something up, speaking of which. There we go, perfect. Oh, no doubt. Nexus of Concordia. Like I said, I think they do a good job in selling the environment, but I don't think doodads is a part of that. Which is fine. So, I'm looking up what changes in the difficulty options. I think, just to start, I do think this is definitely going to be at least one positive. So here's what the difficulty changes. On easy, you have radar, you have 2 rations, you have a 5 ration cap. Any ration is a full heal. Items regenerate after you leave a room. Damage is reduced. Bosses have less health. After you get a health up, after a boss, you are healed, and you're shocked 3 times in the torture sequence. In normal difficulty, you have radar, you have 2 rations, and you have 5 cap. Rations are a big heal, but not as big. After a while, items will eventually regenerate. Damage is normal. Health is normal. When you defeat a boss, your health is healed to your previous maximum health, not your new health, and you're shocked 4 times. In hard, you have no radar. You begin with 2 rations and can never have more than 2. Rations barely heal you. After a very long time, items will regenerate. Damage is increased, boss health is increased. When you defeat a boss, your health is barely healed. Several bosses have new abilities. Several enemies have increased health and stay at alert status permanently. Ocelot runs faster. In the tank hangar, the laser beams move faster. The tank begins firing immediately, even if you're behind cover. During the 3rd stage of the ninja battle, he will only wait a few seconds before changing position again. The amount of time before Meryl shoots herself is substantially shortened. Sniper Wolf runs faster. Rex will still fire and attack you while being confused with Chaff. And you are shocked 5 times. Hang on, we got one more. In extreme difficulty, radar is absent. You have 1 ration, and the only way to get rations in the entire game is to stealth kill enemies. Rations barely heal you. Items never regenerate. Damage is massively increased. Health is massively increased. Regular soldiers have increased field of vision, the actual cone thing. You do not get any healing after boss battles. Most boss abilities have increased abilities, even from hard mode. All enemies stay in mandatory alert and... What? Oh, sorry. All enemies who have a mandatory alert have increased health. There we go, okay. Ocelot runs even faster, the beams move faster, the tank will now kill you if it hits you at all. During the 3rd stage of the ninja battle, he's faster, and during the 4th stage, he can kill you if he does a dodge hit. The amount of time before Meryl shoots herself is even further shortened. Sniper Wolf runs even faster. The 2nd missile from the hind is a 1-hit KO. Vulcan will automatically start off running the entire time and shooting while running. Rex can track you perfectly, even if Chaff is up. In the fight with Liquid, going near the edge will kill you instantly, and in the torture scene, you are shocked 6 times. And that is the difficulty options. Now that sounds horrible to me, but those are actual difficulty options, and for that, I am easily going to give that at least a positive. After reading that, I'm not sure I'm going to give that a second, because that's just insanity. But I can easily see giving a positive to difficulty options for that, because actual difficulty options. Yeah, you know me, I'm really against the HP damage difficulty scaling. Okay, so plus to that. Where are we at? Right here. Okay. Go forward a little bit. Doesn't really apply. We're going to give a plus to that. Doesn't really apply. Doesn't really apply. Doesn't really apply. We already give a plus to that. There's no grind. There's no hub. We already gave a plus to the HUD. Turn interface. Intro. So this is an interesting one. I've heard quite a few people say, including speedrunners, that the hardest part of the game is the intro. The part at which you have to go through several rather well-patrolled, rather well-lit areas with essentially nothing, because you go in with nothing. But it also feels like one of the better designed sections of the game, with multiple paths of progression and multiple ways to go forward, whereas most of the game is relatively linear thereafter. What are we thinking about the intro? Gameplay-wise, just gameplay-wise. Yeah, I've heard that statement several times, Velvetrix. I know some people, well, I know. I am aware of some people who speedrun this game on extreme mode, and the hardest part of the game for them, and the most reset point, is the first room, the helipad. Yeah, the mechanics there are avoidance, tapping a wall to pull someone out of the way, and that's kind of it. Or just, you know, being, like, doing what I did, which, is, again, is a trick I learned from speedrunning. Right? Oh, yeah, and fist fighting. And you can also grab people and knock them out or take stuff from them. I will at least say that the intro is fairly well designed. The layout of where enemies are and the patrol routes, and again, the multiple paths towards progression is something that I actually kind of enjoy. It is exactly what an intro should be. It is effectively a tutorial for, here's how you play the game, this is what you're in for. The irony is it's kind of not, but you know. So, I could feel a plus there, no question. We already gave that a plus. Scrolling forward a little bit here. There's no log, there's no map. We did give a mid-mission checkpointing plus. There's no... I mean, there's not really any mini-games. There's no mod support. We plussed the music. There's literally no options. So this brings us to outro. Gameplay-wise, the outro. So that would be, to be very clear about this, that would be the fight with Rex, the second fight with Rex, but mostly just the first fight with Rex. The fight with Rex, the fight with Liquid, and the turret section. That's the outro. The minimap is not a map. The minimap is part of the HUD. And we did already give that a plus. Like, there's no map, right? There's no... Alright, let's see. You know. We already decided we're going to call the tutorialization a wash, because it's almost entirely optional. And you can skip cutscenes, that's not an issue. So there's... two things there. Yeah, I can kind of see why they don't do it, Blue. I feel like 3 had some kind of map. Or maybe I'm just remembering. Anyway, so outro. So I'm willing... You know how this system works. We can give plus and negative to the outro. And I'm kind of fine with that. The fight with Rex was kind of legit. Despite my issues with it, it was still a fun fight. And, you know, we're fighting Rex. But, The fight with Liquid is not great. Especially since the first time around it forces you to lose 30 seconds for no good reason. The auto turret... I mean, I'm not a huge fan of turret sections in general, but I don't think that was a particularly well-designed turret section. So yeah, I'm down for a positive and a negative for the outro. So, 2 more questions, really quick, and then we're done. Visual distinction. Visual distinction is all about how well you can tell what you're looking at a glance. And how it actually adds to gameplay. You know, the thing Metroid games tend to be king of, for example. I've actually already talked myself out of the last one. So this is the last thing to discuss, is visual distinction. I will say there was probably only like 2 moments where I was having issues with visual distinction. And in both cases, it wasn't really a huge problem. So I don't think it's a negative. No, Court, I decided just to spite you personally. I can't even say that with a straight face. Yes, of course I gave. I think the first positive I gave to this game was music, Gord. Of course I gave this game a plus to music. This game's got great music. People who don't like this game think it has great music. It's the Sonic thing. Okay, so... Yeah, okay. I'll say A+ for visual distinction. Okay. And I think that's actually everything. I mean, Rex is awesome. Which leaves us with a +13 and a +10. Now, I know that sounds bad, but honestly, that's way higher than I was expecting. This game is legitimately much better than I was expecting it to be. Let's see what our golden number's going to be. I was going to debate walkthrough-itis, but as I started pondering it in my mind, I realized that virtually everything that might be walkthrough-itis-y, there's at least one codec call which it just straight up tells you what to do, and I was like, okay, yeah, never mind. So I just walked away from it. Yeah, I feel, and this is going to sound like an insult, I feel like this game is very much like Grand Theft Auto 3. You can see the bones of the franchise right here. You know? Okay, so... let's get some numbers in here. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Make it easy. There we go. +13. +10. It's just, you know, a lot better than Grand Theft Auto 3, because Grand Theft Auto 3 scored really badly. Net negative, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be 19 divided by 25. Unfortunately, I can't actually argue that one way or the other, Blue of Alex, because I just... I don't know. I remember enjoying 5's gameplay when it was there. And I have no particular favorite. 2 is my least favorite in the series. I've never been quiet about that, so... We'll see if that holds up. Whoa! On a review if we ever get there. One of these days I'm going to make that drum roll. But for now, we're going to give this game a score of 62.41. That is legitimately way higher than I was expecting. That is substantially higher than I was expecting. Let's see here. I mean, if you asked me what this would review before, I'd probably say something like the 20s or 30s, to be completely honest with you. I honestly thought its issues would drag it down more. Especially since we were playing this version. Although I think only 2 negatives? No, 1 negative came from this version. A negative for the port. If I am not mistaken, and it looks like I am not, that looks like Mr. Nuclear, who I'm pretty sure is not here right now, is going to be the winner for that one. I'm going to do a double check of the numbers to make sure I'm not missing anything, but it looks like Mr. Nuclear is correct. Yep. So I'll jot that down here for whenever he shows up again. Or if you see me on the VOD, feel free to drop me a message, Mr. Nuclear. It's automatically corrected the spelling. That has been Metal Gear Solid. So here's the thing. We've got a couple hours before my usual break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pause, do all the post-stream paperwork I got to do, because there's a bunch, and eat lunch. Once I'm done with that, we're going to come back, and we're going to start up Super Mario RPG. I hope you have enjoyed as best as you are able, and I will see you all when I'm done.